Thank you very much for talking to us, Team Kohrra 2. We have with us today the entire cast and crew of Kohrra 2. I'm going to start on a lighter note to begin with. Do you all remember that old viral clip? There was a meme. There was a guy who was doing tandem paragliding.
Yeah.
And he said, Sir, हर जगह कोहरा ही कोहरा है. Please land करा दो किसी तरह. हाँ, land करा दो. कोहरा ही कोहरा है. हाँ, exactly. तो इस कोहरा को लैंड कराने में आपने 3 साल लगा दिए. Why did it take so long? Because it has a cult following. I feel that Kohrra is a series which a lot of people look forward to, one of a kind in India. So, 3 years, season 2 anime.
Technically, now that we're talking number, 2.5 years.
Okay.
The last one came out like in June or July. July
23.
July 23.
Yeah.
So technically 2.5 years. This is the fastest.
And that's actually pretty early. Yeah.
This is actually the fastest I've been able to make any show. इतना वक्त लग जाता है. I'll be honest. The process, as much as you would love to bring it in 1 year, because it would just mean more money for all of us. Could do a lot more work. But if you want to do good work, तो थोड़ा मुश्किल है. 1 साल तो आपको writing नहीं चला जाता है. नहीं?
Yeah.
Like 1 year or more less. You need a year.
Totally, yeah.
For that, and then you need a year to like prep and shoot and do the post, and then Netflix needs a few months to dub it and subtitle it and all of that. So 2.5 years is actually as good as it gets. If I can keep bringing out new shows in 2.5 years, I'll be a happy man.
Yeah.
It is, because I mean it's you have to appreciate the fact that it's doing one season of a show is like doing 2 to 3 films at the same time. The amount of writing and the amount of shoot that you have to do, and the amount of edit, the amount of time you have to spend in the edit, it's just a lot of work. So
making a series is very different from making a single film.
I would just say it's not very different in terms of the process of it, but it's just like, it's like juggling with 2 or 3 balls and versus juggling with 6 balls. So it's more like that, and you have to keep your eye on each one of them and make sure you don't drop the ball and all of that. So it's just physically, mentally, emotionally a very exhausting sort of a process. तो मेरा तो 2.5 साल में कचूमर निकल गया.
And you have 3 writers working on the script. So कभी ऐसा नहीं हुआ कि तीनों में it's like 6 months you spent writing something and then you figure out that one person's not happy with something and then you have to make the changes again, and that takes more time. Is it different from one writer taking up a project than 3 writers working on one script?
I would let them answer it.
If you're playing in a band, right? Someone's playing the bass, someone's playing the guitar, someone's doing vocals.
Yeah.
The song's going to come out all right, man.
Yeah.
Because, I think it's
The collaboration.
Yes, it's from the start. I mean, I don't think there's any...
You won't work together if it doesn't work. I mean, when you're working together is in itself says so much about how you all think.
Yeah.
Or the synergy won't be there if all 3 people are not on the same page or trying to tell a story or, I mean...
यहाँ पे तो all 3 of you are looking very cool in collaboration, but कभी writers room में have there been tussles and...
No, tussle. I don't know. I wish I had a spicy gossip.
Sudip, we are a very boring writers. We must remedy this,
Some insight, एक हाथापाई तो बता दे चिको.
हाथापाई.
Pace में हो रही है.
I mean, yeah, I wish it was that exciting. But no, honestly, no. It's I mean, you have creative differences.
Yeah.
वो होते हैं.
Exactly.
हाँ, but
And some people are very intense about their creative process.
हाँ,
So,
but
कुछ लोग
in that case, I get the veto. So, so it's not. I mean, it's been both seasons. It's been I don't think it's part of my personality or even their personality to be confrontational about things. I mean, you talk about things, you sleep over it, and then one person or the other kind of sees the logic and say, okay, let's run with it. And
Okay. The series that you're building, be it your previous work or it is a police procedural, Hathi Ram series or this one. But then there's a lot of, gray in it. No character is a hero, no character. I know Hathi Ram is kind of a hero, but here, even in your previous season, I'm pretty sure this season as well, there are no perfect human beings. It is very flawed. And it starts with the plot of a crime. right? The main plot is the crime, and then it is all the people around it. So, do you write the crime first and then we'll insert characters and then give those characters different arcs and then build a story around it? Or it is all, in one? Have anybody taken okay, one person will write the character arcs, the other person will write the investigation part,
No.
the procedural part. Everybody works on everything.
Yeah. It's not possible to.
Yes, it won't work that way.
Like that,
Okay.
Because what the three of us are trying to build together is the show. It's not that, you are good at crime, so you do crime. But then if you're not good at the relationship part of it, you shouldn't be a part of the show.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. So no, we work on all of it at the same time. It's a lot more organic and fluid than that. It's like a melting pot. You throw all your ideas and kind of you stew it for 6 months, and then you peep in and say, "Acha, kya bana hai?
Yeah.
Chalo isko taste karke dekhte hain." And then you kind of start structuring it. So it is, and that's why 2.5 years, because it is just you can't expedite this process. At least I can't. The way I go about it, because a lot of times what happens is you come up with an idea, today, and it sounds great, but you need to give yourself the time to ask yourself again after a week, does it still sound great? Because a lot of things don't. Then when you look in, because and a new idea is always more exciting than an old one. So you need to be able to recalibrate and relook at it, and it's just that's how it is. But it's like a slow cooking over a period of time, where you talk about themes, you talk about structure, you talk about characters, you talk about the crime investigation part of it, and run with all the different threads. And then say somewhere down the line, say halfway down the line, 6 months later, you start structuring it. Okay, so every episode will need to have the crime investigation part. It will also need to have the relationship part. It will also need to shine light on the thematics. You kind of start then putting all of it, episode by episode by episode. No? Anything you want
Yeah.
to?
I mean, true. I mean, sometimes you don't even, pick up the ideas that you discussed like 2 weeks back.
Yeah.
I mean, you just forget about them and you found something new. And sometimes whatever new ideas you have, you kind of chuck them and go back to the old ideas. So there is a very fluid, organic process when you are on the same page. I think that really... and in this show, it's a little different because we have a lot of relationship drama with the police procedure. So that that you need to structure out a little, need to think about that a little while you're, laying out all your cards.
Yeah, very much like, I was just talking to somebody about this. We see these kind of shows, a lot of these kind of shows abroad, like Mayor of Easttown is one thing that really comes into my mind, where it is a police procedural, but there's a lot of character arcs and shades of grey and people involved in stuff. And then finally the reveal happens of who did it. It is a who done it, but then why done it? And then later on, there's a lot of other things as well. I want to come to the actors now. Okay, so is this the first time that you're doing a proper Punjabi film? No, but Mona, I think you have done a Punjabi film before.
It wasn't a Punjabi film. My character was Punjabi in Love Singh Challa.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
And firstly, congratulations on your success of Bads
Thank
on
you.
Netflix again. And there was Border 2 recently. Congratulations on
Thank
that.
you.
Happy Patel also was a success. So congratulations. That is, you're on a remarkable run of successes. It was so wonderful seeing you dance to, Duniya Haseeb Ka Mela with Bobby Deol. I want to ask you one quick question. Did you actually have to shoot that sequence and stitch it together with Bobby Deol's shot, or was it just a face mop thing?
No, I had to shoot it.
You
I
danced to
for it.
Duniya Haseeb Ka Mela.
Yes.
Did you enjoy it?
Yes. So the minute I finished shooting for Kohrra, I came back to Bombay and I shot for that particular dance sequence, and I was just feeling so out of character. I was like, here I've come from such a serious world, and suddenly trying to switch in and being Neeta and dancing. See, it wasn't easy. In Bads,
Oh, sure.
The climax.
The climax.
Climax में
Yeah.
she shoots, she's dancing to
Sure.
Casino का मेला with Bobby Deol.
I didn't shoot with Bobby,
Okay.
but they had like a guy dressed up in a blue blob, yeah, just standing next to me so that they could, stitch it together.
That was so wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
Final reveal and everything. That
Thank
was
you.
really nice. So, in this series, again, Garundi is, of course, back again. Barun, congratulations on your successes as well. You've had very much. So, how was it different? In the previous season, you were working with Sukhi Paji and his name was Balbir Ji, right? How is the dynamic different when you have now Mona as the senior inspector for you? How is it different?
Yeah, so ideally, this is not an extension of the first season. It's actually pretty much a different show
A standalone
altogether.
show.
Yeah, it's a different
Yeah.
show altogether.
Thank you. Thank you, Sudip, for doing that.
Yeah.
Please get closer to everything.
Right, yeah, because he hates cliffhangers his own self. So,
Life doesn't.
Life doesn't give closures. I was just thinking.
Yeah. But a lot of art house cinema thinks that, okay, cliffhangers is the way to go because leave it to people's perspective. But I don't
that's
like
not
that.
art house cinema. That's the capitalistic version of the world. So this time the sensitivity, the complexity is different with respect to the fact that actually even we were surprised when we were filming it. Like these guys wrote it beautifully. When we were filming it as well, we were surprised to find out that Garundi can be a sensitive, progressive kind of a person as well. And as you will see, the season progresses, how their relationship develops beautifully. I really loved the whole arc. So
Married in this season, by the way. Yeah. All those shenanigans from the previous season are gone.
no, I have no idea, man.
Is it okay? I'm yet to see them. But yeah,
You'll get to it.
Yeah, you were quite a thing in the first season. But yeah. And how was it working? How was it coming into this world of Kohrra? Because this is your first season of Kohrra. And you know how the first series was. And of course, you are a Punjabi yourself. So it was easy to fit in this entire world of Punjab and the Kohrra world of Punjab. How was it coming into the season? Were you happy? Were you terrified? Because this is an intense role. And as you said, coming from Bats of Bollywood to this is a complete shift.
Yeah.
Yeah, so how was it?
See, but this is what I crave for. As an actor, this is what I'm hungry for. And I've been such an ardent fan of season 1. And coming to season 2 I actually felt honored and privileged to be a part of it. Of course, it was nerve-wracking. I had butterflies in my stomach. I had sleepless nights. Because yes, like you said, the character is very, very intense and so layered, trying to look calm and composed, but she's dealing with so much pain and loss and grief. It wasn't easy, but it was just so beautifully written for me that I loved being a part of it. We had intense workshops to understand the character better, to create a backstory for Dhanwant. So it really helped me.
Okay, great. Now, just getting a proper segue to what I was going to ask next. You said that playing Dhanwant was a very intense role, and there were a lot of workshops and method acting is what people are talking about, the in thing these days. But we recently heard the director of Hamnet. I don't know if you've heard of this film called Hamnet. Exactly.
Yeah.
Louisa. I heard this somewhere. I'm not too sure if it is entirely true, but I heard this somewhere that because it was such a tragic film, very tragic. I wouldn't call Kohrra tragic. It is very layered. It is gloomy. It is foggy, of course. But because the characters had to take in so much in the method acting, that she used to have these Friday dance workshops for the actors so that they could come out of this, really depressive stuff. They did not want the actors to start feeling that pressure. So it was a totally different take on method acting. Method acting, a lot of people who will say, for 6 months, I didn't do this. I locked myself up. I did this. I had to be in that character for the entire 6 months or 1 year. But Chloe said that she used to give them breaks. Every Friday, they used to have a dancing day on the sets so that they can come out of the character and then go back in. So that it is refreshing. They can unlearn a few stuff and then maybe again do something different. So
We had those every evening.
Did you
We had that
like
every
that
evening.
or it was
Every evening.
you had that every evening? So you never let your actors be completely in the character that they are like so depressed कि यार रोज का रोज ऐसा जा रहा है, and then it affects your life as well, right?
It does.
But
As an actor, I want to know this because कुछ लोग होते हैं जो पूरा उसी में होते हैं. Some people can easily switch off and on.
yes, I think different people are different, and I think there are as many as there are human beings. But the thing is that it actually is very fulfilling at the end of the day when you've done your day's job well. Only because it's being written about and talked about, that does not mean that it's not your job.
Yeah.
It's day's job. And when everybody who does their day's job well is happy about it.
I was finding it a little difficult to switch off because it is a very intense character, especially her house scenes. So when we were shooting our house scenes, it was like an overcast sky, with no ray of hope.
And I think it
Literally.
was supposed to be that. The atmosphere of the film is Kohrra.
Yeah, it
You
was
had to
so
have a Kohrra background.
gloomy,
Background.
It was so gloomy. Our house literally had no life in it. It was so dead and beautifully designed by Mukund, our DOP, Ishan, his lighting. It just set the tone, set the mood right. And I remember when we entered the house, we were supposed to start shooting. Sir locked Pradyuman and me in one room and he's like, यहाँ पे बैठो, मैं पाठ लगा रहा हूँ and just soak it all in. And then we will start shooting. Normally we don't have the luxury of time to actually experience something like this. And it felt so... I can't put it in words, but it just broke me. That house broke me. And then the minute we, finished our house scenes, there was this beautiful sun shining the next day. I was like, okay, gods are with us. But
And that could be the reality of a lot of people as
Yes.
well. That is how Sudip chooses to portray people on screen as real as it could get, right? And authenticity is a part of your filmmaking process or series making process, be it Hathiram or this one. How important is it for you? Because I see a lot of people nowadays trying to go pan-India and make it watchable by everybody, that they stick to one language, even if they go to a Northeast or a Punjab or everything. They try to use Hindi or their own language. But you always ensure, like in your previous show, you went to the Northeast. I can't name it again. But you went to the Northeast and you had authentic language, the regional dialect and regional language. And so is this series. You don't care about catering to everybody. If you want to understand the series, if you don't know the language, watch the subtitles and understand. So how important is it for you to be really authentic and rooted in regions and dialects and everything? And even your actors, I think they both speak proper Punjabi. So that's why.
No, it is, for me personally, it is very, very important. I would not know how to set a series in a particular world and then not have the characters speak that language.
Yeah.
I would not feel the truth of the moment directing them on set, being on set. It would all sound so fake.
Fake.
It would just, I would hate, I know this.
I find that too.
Yeah, I know this for a fact that I would just hate every take, and there's no way then you can make a show if you're going to hate every shot and every take because it's all sounding so fake.
Yeah.
So it is important for me. I would like to, say it here that I think thanks to platforms like Netflix, now we have the opportunity. See, I mean, all of us come from the film background. I mean, not in that sense, but like we started off in films. In films, for the longest time, we did not have that opportunity.
Exactly.
Here
Hindi only.
Yeah, it was really Hindi only, and you could get away with some of it. I mean, I tried to push it wherever I could. So Urta Punjab has a lot of Punjabi.
Exactly.
Sunchaliya
Next 10 also had a lot.
Next 10 has a lot of Haryanvi.
Yeah.
So I mean, you try to push it as much as you can, but there was always resistance, and understandably so, because theaters, they were not used to subtitling and all of that. Now the world has changed. You're watching Korean stuff on Netflix. Squid Game is such a big show. Money Heist is Spanish.
Exactly.
Narcos is
I
Spanish.
can't imagine Money Heist in English.
These shows can work all over the world. Why can't the Indian audiences, or for that matter, audiences around the world, be watching a Punjabi language show?
Exactly.
With
the subtitle.
Yeah, and I would feel that, with the amount of travel that people do, if not in real life, then at least on Instagram, that they would be a lot more, lot more aware of like these different cultural nuances, or they would want to watch something which is authentic to a particular place, or at least or seems authentic to a particular place. Like I would love to watch a Bengali series, or I would love to watch. I mean I watch a lot of films coming from the Kerala film industry, from Tamil Nadu, and exactly make great films.
Yeah.
So
Now, though, it's a crime not to watch Malayalam
Yeah.
films, almost, right? Everybody is only talking about Malayalam films. I love them. But yeah, it's a thing now. People hadn't known this a few years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. One last question now. I want to talk about the music of Kohrra as well, because I see, again, from your work, from your previous work, the Kohrra is all about a very brooding, very intense music. And, Raj B. Shetty, in one of his interviews, Raj Shetty
Yeah.
from the Kannada industry. I'm from Bangalore, so I'm talking about Raj B. Shetty. He once said in an interview that, bad music can bring down even the greatest of visuals, and good music can elevate the worst of the visuals as well. So, how's your process of making a bad? Because your series has a lot of ambient sound as well as some intense music.
Right.
So, do you work on the music first and then do your series, or first the series and then we'll see how to do the music of the score? When I say music, score.
I mean there are sort of.
And do you think it plays an integral part?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And all thanks to Naren and Benedict, who have done the music for Kohrra and for the other show that we can't name here.
Yeah.
So they've done all 4 seasons of all the shows that I've done so far, and they're both fantastic. It's again a sort of a writing process. The only difference is that you have the script as the sort of the so you share the script with the music composers before you start shooting, and then you jam on some ideas that, okay, this is what we are thinking, and this is how we are planning to shoot it, and you have some certain references in mind. Even while writing, you come up with certain certain songs and certain music pieces that kind of stay with you and kind of become sort of the sonic lodestar that, okay, this is the kind of sonic space that we are looking at for this particular show. And then you come back with the footage, and then they start sharing certain themes, and there are certain themes that speak to you, certain themes that resonate about about this particular season or show that you've made, and then you kind of run with it. So again, it's a bit like writing process, themes and structure and individual scenes, and building them block by block, because you want the music to sort of do 2 things again, because it's not just a show about investigation, it's also a show about relationships.
Exactly.
So you want it to do the the sort of the moody moody stuff. You also want it to do moody melancholic stuff, and also you want it to do the thriller chase aspects of it. So you then try to find a common ground where you're not jumping language from one piece to another as you're doing it. So it's a beautiful process. It's in fact for me personally the most enjoyable part of filmmaking, and I would like to state here on record, I hate writing. If I could get away with it,
Okay.
I would not write.
Okay.
Ever in my life.
Media ignores.
No, I really would
Media क्या करेगा?
but because it's just a lot of heartburn, and it's a lot of like churning and all of that. Music में कुछ करना नहीं होता है. आप जाते हो and you just go and sit with these very talented music composers, and you just jam on ideas, and they play something and you say no, and then you play something else from your phone, and how about this, and they come up with something else. It's just, so for me personally, it's the most satisfying part of the filmmaking process.
Okay. And the chemistry between you two. It's not just about the gloomy stuff. There's a lot of, banter and comedy and humor. I absolutely love that part. I've only seen a couple of episodes till now, and I absolutely loved the 2 episodes that I've got to watch till now. And I really wish you all the very success. I hope that the entire season comes out and becomes as big as the season 1. So again, my best wishes to all of you.
Thank you
so much. Thank you very much. Thanks for talking to me.
Thank you, Maddy.
Thank you.